Welcome to the Sun Island.
Guys, we're going to have a very fun one today here with Jerod Bailey. Jerod is a police officer, and we're just going to be vibing, talking about a whole host of topic. Kind of just learn a little bit more about Jerod and just kind of dive in, man. So, Jerod, we met pretty interestingly. One of my guys.
Yeah, one of your guys, Philip. Yeah, Philip came through, man. I saw him the other day walking through the
neighborhood. You did? Yeah.
He was sitting there walking. I don't know how he walking in that blistering heat. But, yeah, I saw him, man. Philip plugged me in with you, man. He tried to come sell me some solar panels, and I'm a tough sell on solar panels.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I like them.
Yeah.
I don't think it's for me.
Gotcha, man. So that and it's all good, man, because really it's one of them things that it doesn't work for everyone, right?
Nah.
But it's for our job to kind of just educate and stuff like that.
Yeah, you educated me, you went back and forth about it. But,
yeah, cool. So man, like a little bit on your background, man, because you're a police officer, and that's pretty neat. And I'm not trying to get too deep too quick, but oftentimes, a lot of brothers, they're not on the right side of the law for whatever reason.
Oh yeah, I got family members on both sides.
So you are on the right side of that, and so just a little backstory, man.
A little background about me, man. I moved to Houston in 2005. I'm originally from New Orleans, Louisiana, man. I'm a Katrina baby. So I came here during Katrina, man, with a backpack and thinking I'm going home and that weekend, and that didn't happen. The anniversary just recently passed for Katrina, which was August 29th. So that makes about 17 years going on. Moved here, came here, stayed with my aunt. She was already originally living here in the Third Ward area. And wound up, look at the news, see that Superdome, you see that type of water, you ain't going back home. When you finally do go back home, you lost it all. So I'm the definition of really starting from the bottom, because I had to, because you didn't have anything. And shout outs to my mom for that, because she made her way through.
That's what's up, man. So that mean you were in high school when you came here, or a little bit before?
Man, I was in high school, man. I came here 2005. I was in the 10th grade, man. I went to Jack Yates.
Oh, Yates. Oh, nice.
Graduated from Yates in 08.
Oh, so I lived in some apartments right across from Jack Yates, because I graduated TSU.
Okay, you graduated from TSU.
Yeah, so those apartments.
At the Kearney Homes.
It's right next door. I can't even remember their names, man. But it's whenever y'all playing the bands,
you hear it.
Yeah. So just leaving New Orleans or Louisiana and ended up in Houston. That was a transition, wasn't it?
Oh yeah, absolutely transition, man. It's the only place where you get city, country, and everything else in between. So you'll see people driving on the cars, and then you'll see people riding horses, and they stopping at red lights too. It was a transition, man. It was weird for especially, but not too much, coming from a cultural city of like New Orleans, when people die and pass, is almost like a celebration, like a party.
Yep.
And then you come in here, it's somewhat similar, and they do it a little bit different. They do it with their cars, paint them different colors, and they swing it with these big pokey rims out. So it's somewhat similar, but different aspects on how you living.
That is true. And with me, I'm Jamaican, so the first time I realized that with how people from Louisiana celebrate their dead was I saw one of the cemetery.
Oh yeah.
And people, their tombs are like gigantic.
Tombs are gigantic. They buried. It's something, I don't even know how you really explain it. New Orleans, we below sea level, so you kind of like bury them above. You put 6 feet of dirt on top of them.
Okay.
Much because you dig too far.
Oh, okay.
You strike water. So, but we kind of getting away from putting people in the ground like that. So now we trying to put them in the tomb.
Oh, you know what? I never thought of it, because when my grandma died, that's how we buried her, and the day she was being buried, it was pouring rain the entire day.
Oh wow.
Her entire grave site was filled up
with water.
And that's how I learned why it's like that. So they just slid her on like slither in there, and I'm like, she didn't have to go down in that water. I was like,
Yeah,
that's
it's just
pretty dope.
Yeah, slide in and drop on down.
It had to make sense, though, because as soon as you dig 6 feet, it's filled up. You know what? You learn something every day.
For the most part. But yeah, now if you go down there, man, like we got like this mausoleum down there. You know, I'm gonna tell you, if you get a business in debt, that's where it's at. It's guaranteed money. But they had this mausoleum in Gentilly Woods. That's where we buried my grandparents and some other family members. But we actually put them inside of a wall.
Oh yeah,
inside the mausoleum wall. Okay. So you'll get lost in there because everything look alike. But that's where we typically do it now. You just get a wall and you buy certain slots. And then you'll put your family members in there, and then you can never really run out of room because by the time somebody else die, they ashes. You just stack them on top and slide them in the wall.
Wow.
So
it's best to have a healthy relationship with death, man, because it's for every one of us, you know?
Guaranteed.
It's guaranteed,
just
bro.
like taxes.
We had two doctors on, and one of them was a cardiologist, and he just said something profound. He was like, everybody's going to die, and everybody's going to die by their heart stopping.
That's facts.
Facts, right?
That's facts.
So you moved to Houston now from Louisiana.
Mm-hmm.
I love the culture in Louisiana, man. But you moved to Houston now, and it was some form of transition in high school, though.
Oh yeah, high school was dope.
How was that with you? It was dope, or was it a it was a transition? Like, you know, you're from Louisiana, and no, you're in.
Yeah.
What was that?
So man, when I moved down here, man, everybody was like, "Oh man, you going to Yates, man? That's like one of the worst schools in Houston." Man, that ain't nothing compared to the schools in New Orleans, man. I was just amazed at the size of the schools in Texas.
That's funny.
Man, I got down here and I was like, shit, they got books. Shit. Man, the technology that Houston, even the people say like, oh man, HISD school district was, oh my God, it was terrible.
Yeah.
Man, coming from Orleans Parish School District to this shit, it was a come up.
Oh wow.
The learning, even if they said that Houston was behind in learning at the time, it was light years ahead of what Orleans Parish was pushing out.
Damn.
The resources that the kids are available to here was better. The school size, man, no kids is stacked up, piled up on each other. The buildings not falling apart like how they were inside New Orleans. Like, man, I went to school. We had portables, like trailers almost, like a double wide trailer. They were sitting outside with his classrooms.
Wow.
And you come in here, and they said Yates was old at the time. Now they redid Yates, but at the time, shit, that was a upgrade from what I was used to. Yeah. And they was like, oh, the kids is tough and this. Man, I went to school with the toughest kids, man. I'm telling you, you could drop 2-3 Yates inside New Orleans, bro. That's gonna be considered a good school.
Wow.
But
when I was in high school, I luckily I got a track scholarship, and I ended up in actually.
Oh, no wonder you got Usain Bolt all over the room.
Right, yeah. He's legit my idol, man. I really respect that guy just for what he's accomplished, man. It's Marcus Garvey. It's Marcus Garvey, Bob Marley, and Bolt for me as the three iconic Jamaicans ever, man. So
you said Marcus Garvey, man. Yeah. We went to a play a couple years ago, and I can't call a play name, but it was shot down in the Houston Theater District. I went with my aunt, man. She big on culture. She big on these African heads and all these types. You go inside the house, man, it look like a museum.
Yeah,
there's so much shit in there you can't get through the house. But man, she's real big on these type of things. And man, we actually went to a play with Marcus Garvey. I really don't know Marcus Garvey backstory or anything like that, but I remember going to a play with him, and he was in there. Because he was a general.
He's the first national hero. He is big on black empowerment. He is a Pan-African movement.
First Malcolm X.
Yeah, and he's really throughout history. If you should just be blunt with it, he's the first human being, as far as black person, that have black people start looking at themselves as empowered.
Okay.
Yeah. So but that was pretty neat, man. So you come in Houston, you're trying to figure yourself out. What led to you, man, ultimately becoming a police officer, man? Give me that story.
Oh man, I'm gonna be honest with you, man. I wanted to be a cop since I was 5, but it's a kind of weird story to share with other people that look like me and you. Like, shit, you want me the police? I can't. So
talk about it, man. That's how we out here.
But man, the police has always been around, man. My dad's one. You know what I'm saying? My dad retired as
shit since you were 5 years old, bro.
Since I've been 5, bro.
That's crazy.
Man,
Go ahead.
When Christmas came, what I asked for was a police car. So I got different type of things. My mom bought police cars. My dad got police cars. So I grew up I grew up in New Orleans, man. My dad was a cop in New Orleans.
Oh, okay.
So man, he did 36 years there, NOPD. So
yo, hats off, brother.
Yeah, so man, the lifestyle kind of always been there.
Yeah,
so.
That's your blood, bro.
Yeah, so,
you kind of had no other.
Man,
your route was already laid out.
Keep
going with the story though. Keep going.
Yeah, absolutely. So I did that, man. I wound up always inspired to be the police. Wound up going off to college. Got my degree in criminal justice at HBCU.
Okay.
Up there in Tennessee, in Jackson, Tennessee, Lane College.
That's what's up.
Got my degree in that, but while I was in college, man, I got kind of deterred from the goal. I started working for Toyota, which was a good paying job, man. It also got a chance for me to experience life a little bit. I did some traveling with Toyota, man, learned some things and gained some life friends.
What were you doing for Toyota?
I started off on the assembly line, manufacturing air boxes and things of that nature.
Okay.
Got good at that. Wanted to go further. You never want to be complacent and still in one spot.
Absolutely not. Yeah.
So I requested, for opportunity to be better than what I was already doing. They gave me the opportunity. At that time, I became a trainer.
Okay.
When I became a trainer, man, I started teaching people how to assemble. So when people was coming in, getting hired, I showed them how to do the proper things. When new equipment came in, I learned how to work it. Then I showed the team. So I went from that training and things, and then maybe that's a little bit of the teaching part from my mom. But I get the teaching, so I started teaching people different things of that nature. I got good at it. Mm-hmm. So I started going outside the company, and I started going to different plants all around the country. One in Mississippi, one in West Virginia. I went all a couple places for Toyota. Wanted to go further, but man, God speaks to you.
Okay.
So man, I went out trying to get a supervisor position, like an actual running my own team in there.
Not training them, actually be the guy.
Right.
I got you, bro.
Right. Go from training the supervisor to actually
you're taking the steps. I get it. Keep going.
But man, God worked in mysterious ways, man. Every time I went out for that position, 3 times.
3 times?
3 times.
Was it 3 times in 3 years or 3 times in a year?
3 times, 3 different times. And 1 year they had an opening, I applied for it, didn't get it. Oh, keep doing what you're doing. You know what I'm saying? You're doing this. And I hate when people tell me that, hey, keep doing what you're doing. Well, obviously what I'm doing is not good enough to get where I need to be. So tell me what I'm missing or show me what I'm missing.
Yeah.
And that never happened. So I went out for it 2 more times, and then, man, I said, you know what? I'm just going to step out on faith. So I said, fuck it. I just left. I packed my stuff, left Tennessee.
Bro, keep your story, bro. I say, hey, real spirit vibe. You see how as soon as I walk into your house, we just connected, bro?
Yeah, bro.
That story is my story, legit. 3 times. I went in corporate America. In 3 years, I had 3 different bosses. Every time I have to re-impress the new boss by the 3rd boss, I was over it. But keep going. Yeah, that's crazy.
Man, I went out for it. They said, keep doing what you're doing. I want you to keep doing this. We like what you're doing right here, but you like what I'm doing right here, but it's not good enough to do what I need to do right here. And it kind of put limitations on what I can do in there. I felt like I hit the plateau. You're not trying to let me propel and go further, but now I'm hitting that glass ceiling, right?
Infamous, yeah.
Yeah, so I said, man, you know what? This is not working for me. I told my girl at the time, I said, hey, this is not working for me. It's something bigger and better for me. I just need to find out what it is. Man, my lease was up on my apartment. You know how you sit there and you be contemplating because, man, you be so scared. You be like, fuck, I got these bills, man. I just bought a car.
Bro,
I was like, man, I
that
got this
fear
car
is
note.
real.
I got this car note. But, man, I couldn't be deterred by it. So I was like, if it's meant for me, it's meant for me. If they come in to take it, let the bank come take it. I can get another car. Yeah. So not just that, man. I'm light years away from Houston. My mom's getting older. My brother's getting older. I'm missing out on family stuff.
Oh, man.
I'm up here trying to chase a dream that's really not meant for me. So I leave. I tell my girl, hey, I don't know what you're gonna do, but If you're gonna go back home with your mom, that's fine. But right now, I can't bring you with me because I don't want to bring you to my mom's house, and I don't want to do the shacking type thing. I want to do everything. I want to do everything right.
Yeah.
So I tell so she goes back to her mom's house. I come back down to Houston. I start working. I applied, but I came down here, no job. I applied for Harris County Detention Office as a juvenile jailer, pretty much you could call it.
Got it.
Or over at 1200 Congress, 1200 Congress downtown in Houston. So I worked down there for about a year and a, but maybe a year, a little bit less than a year.
Less than a year.
You learn a lot. You learn a lot in Harris County, especially in dealing with these kids, man. You learn a lot of dealing with kids.
Let's dig into that a little bit, man, before you keep the story going. Talk about that.
So I started working for Harris County, man. It's the first job that I got back, man. They hired me. They needed people, and they needed bodies. Same situation that they need now.
Keep going.
So, man, I'm my contact's watering up.
No, you're good.
So, man, I work for Harris County. I get the training and things of that nature. And, man, this is the first time I realized kids are not really kids.
Interesting.
Kids are grown people trapped in kid bodies.
Wow. Some of them children, wow.
Some of these children been here before.
Oh my God.
So man, they trained me, and I was working on the sixth floor. I was working on the sixth floor with a couple guys. And man, some of those guys I'm still tight to this day with them.
Yeah.
And some of the guys I work with, man, they went off to the military and they're doing great things.
So just when you said kids, you meant 13, 14, 15, 16?
Well, particularly on this floor, man, I dealt with kids that was probably in their teens, man. You dealing with kids like 15 to like 16 type deal, like maybe 14 to 16.
So, because we're gonna continue the flow of that story, but I met a guy. I met him before. But I had like a very long conversation with him last night, actually, and he's a Honduran. He called himself Carib Honduran. So like in Honduras, you got a lot of folks who like more Hispanic, and then you have more Afro type. So he's just a black Honduran, and he was pretty chill, man, but. For many years, he was living in New York.
Oh man, that's everybody there.
Yeah, dude, and he got caught up young in some crazy life, man. He got 5 years. I think he got 2 years. He had to plea. He took it to plea.
Maybe we're gonna talk about that too.
Well, yeah. Hey, and we're flowing, brother. So just as it comes, talk. Yeah. So
talk about that too.
He took a plea deal, and his friends, I think they're gonna be there for like forever almost. But he took the plea, so he ended up with like 5. We're 2 in, like a couple with the thing on his ankle monitor on his thing, and then probation afterwards. Mm-hmm. But the dude had like. One shot in his hand, one in his knee, one in his tummy, one in his back, and like a graze in his head, bro.
Dang.
Yeah.
He got the 50 Cent life.
Bro. And he's perfectly normal. He had to like leave New York because they're still looking for him.
Oh, wow.
They're still looking for him. So he's faced a very, very violent life, right? Mm-hmm. And I was just talking with him, and he was like, "Yeah, my life is just totally dedicated to his family, which he is. Family. He's just always taking his son to soccer practice because he was a football player, and he got the shot in the knee. That's what kind of took him out, right? So his whole life is dedicated to that. Like from what you've seen, just people who've lived that type of life. What's the percentage of them that got that lucky, bro? Because all the ones that I knew growing up, they're dead or they're in jail. I don't know one person who's that lucky.
Man, I got a family member that's like that. I got a cousin.
What?
I got a cousin, man. He you could raise a kid in whatever type of environment. You could you could be raised in the exact same house. Somehow we gonna turn out different. And we got one of those.
Here we go again with that locus of control. I think I'm going to have to change my podcast from Energy Bridge to the locus of control, because it's like, go ahead. Keep going, yeah.
So, man, I got So man, like I had a cousin, man. He stayed in trouble, in and out of jail, in and out of jail, in and out of jail. He wound up getting shot and things of that nature, and that didn't knock him. He still kept doing what he was doing. What changed him, man, and what got him on the path of being honest about the way of life, how you're supposed to live life. It was when he had a kid. That's what kind of changed him. That's why I say, man, kids will do something amazing to you and change you.
Yeah.
And but yeah, I had a cousin like that, man. He had to leave New. I'm be honest with you, man. Anybody make it out the city of New Orleans, man?
Oh my God,
man, you're a hero. just straight up.
God.
Straight up. If you make it out the city, man, you're a hero.
I met a lot of people in my work. I actually met a guy now that we're talking because he's just coming to me. He is from New Orleans. He's from Louisiana.
He a hero.
I wouldn't call it that, man, because he's like in his 50s and dude spent half his life in jail, bro. Half his life in freaking jail. And it was like he came out, he's an old man, and he just so much regret, you know?
Man, it's one thing that when you're saying that we born with is opportunity and a choice. So man, you got opportunity that presents yourself, the good door, bad door. You just got to make the right choice. So you make the wrong choice today. As long as you wake up and you're 6 feet above dirt, you can change that. So every day you're born with opportunity and a choice. You just got to choose which one you're going to use.
But kind of circling back to them kids, though, a lot of them never really have examples, bro. And let's just keep it 100% real. Just that looks just like me and you. That's black. They have no examples, bro.
That's true too. So a lot of them don't have examples, and then also a lot of them don't have. Let's say you got a single mom that stays in the house and the dad's gone, or vice versa. They don't have a woman only can raise a male child so far, you know. So
yes, sir.
So if you ain't got no person that's actively that's a male figure in that kid's life,
damn.
Then
speak truth, brother.
The kid gonna seek for the figure in the streets, you know. So if I see a male figure in the streets that's selling dope, pimping girls, doing this, well, that's the only thing that I know. That's what I see. That's what a man is doing. That's the only man I see. That's what he's doing. I'm going to imitate that behavior. I'm going to learn how to do that behavior. And that's when you get the generational over and over and over. So if you gotta just break the cycle. Sometimes you got to break the cycle even when you don't have no father figure. You just got to transition on your own. And it's hard to do when you don't have no role model or anything like that. You just got to have a different set of mindset.
It's impossible, man. Because and I'm trying to use myself for an example. You know, I grew up in like real Jamaica, not the sand and sea, just real Jamaica. The real Jamaica, where I see people being chopped. I've seen people being, you know, shot at. You know, I see dead body laying out. Going to school, just walking past dead body. I've seen people just getting, violence is the norm, like legit. So I've seen some stuff, man, and where I was growing up, and I didn't see examples. I'm gonna be real. Like, you know, my dad was present, but he is from that, so he doesn't not like the violence part of it. He's a great man, but he doesn't had the idea how to elevate out of it. He's just living in it, if that makes sense, right?
Right.
So I didn't even have the example of surviving, bro.
The culture.
Yeah. So I didn't see a path, and I got lucky because of my talent, bro. And because of my talent, people got interested in me. And people who was a totally different era from where I'm at, they took immense interest in me. Not mean like weekends, I'm never in my neighborhood. After school, I'm never in my neighborhood. I'm only in my neighborhood to sleep.
That's what changed. That's what got you out there. And
but what if you're not as lucky as I am and get in an environment that give you example?
Then you got to have people that made it out to go back. And see, in the way society put people, and sometimes when people feel like they're elevated to this, because everybody, for some reason, when you from the ghetto, you strive to get out. And the people that never was in it, they strive to go in. It never makes sense to me.
It's weird, bro.
But if you one of those select individuals to make it out, man, it's your duty and your right to go back and show these people, hey, this is what we can and can't do. and this is what we can do, and this is what we can make it and do it from this. But if we not actively going back and we feel like, hey, shit, I made it, and we not reaching back to pull nobody, then you really can't change anything.
Yeah.
So you got to have some type of self wealth to make your other people better. Better, because I hate to say it, man. Like we got like black folks, and it's not just typically black folks.
Speak, bro.
It's not just typically black folks, but man, we got like this mentality of if I show them how to do it, then they gonna knock me from doing my own thing.
Hey,
and that's one thing that we got to get out of, man. Because if you learn from any other culture, if you learn from the Asians, you learn from the Hispanic culture, man, these people will stay in one house for 10, 20 years. Once they got enough money, they'll buy a block. Everybody will have a house.
And they do that in every country they go to.
Every country. You know what I'm saying? Not just that, they avoid the taxes because they get that tax exemption.
Yeah.
Something that we can't get.
Bro,
so
in Jamaica, it's like 95% black, bro, in my country. And like all the wholesales, wholesale is where you go buy bulk foods, like in my country. 99% of it is owned by Chinese folks, like legit, bro. Like they'll come in on one street in Kingston, like it don't make it's interesting, and they'll have the wholesale at the bottom. They live at the top, and then they open one more. Before you know, everybody that's down there, they're either a Chin or a Cheng or a Yang, like you see what I mean? And to your point, for some reason, it don't seem like black folk they don't exercise that gene, bro. Why is that?
And man, to say that, because man, we some of the most gifted, smart people in the world, and I don't know why we don't exercise that gene to go back and help our own. I think is the sense of so many years of dividing us. Like I'm not gonna sit here and never say slave culture is dead and gone. It's just changed. It's just evolved into a different way of thinking.
Yeah,
everything evolves. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So the slave culture, nobody's not physically in chains and leashes anymore. But you tied to something for something.
For something, yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
and you sit there and you think about it back in the day how they used to separate the lights from the dark skin, make the lights feel like they're better. You inside the house with the AC. You know what I'm saying? Oh, he out there in the field.
He out there in the field,
You sit there and you think about it, and you go back. When you sit there and you put kids together, and when it's just us, oh nah, I can't help her. She got that light skin mentality.
Damn.
Oh, they got this. Oh, she ain't about no hard
That's
work.
fucking crazy,
but
bro.
You hear that?
It's the truth.
You know what I'm saying? And it's not necessarily should be that way. And I think is when we get to a point where we make it so far that we get divided, that we forget ourselves or who we are. We feel that, because man, you get in the circle, we get educated, and we go back and we be like, oh, everybody say, oh, she educated or he educated. He can't relate to us, right? But then you in a pod, because the person that's in the pod,
that's crazy.
You know, he can't relate. He can't do anything for us. And then you try to sit here and you talk to the people you feel that's elite, but you feel like you're not that good to hang out with them. So now you stuck on the island by yourself. So now you feel ostracized by anybody.
Yeah, that makes sense.
So you like, I can't help them because they say I'm too good to even help them, and I'm not good enough to be with them. So now you're on the island by yourself. So that kind of probably be the reason why no one reaches back to try to help, because you probably, oh, he made it or she made it. And
some of it, that's a great point. Some of it is trauma, bro, from real violence. And let me say it like this. And this is coming from my, and it could be an excuse, I don't know, because different people have their different reason. Like, speaking of role model, right? I went to start going to this high school, St. Diego High School, legit one of the best in the entire country. So again, from where I'm coming from to end to that high school, that alone changed my life. As a matter of fact, that's the biggest change in my life, my entire life up to today. Like legit, because if that never happened, I would have never.
That's how I feel about Katrina.
Wow.
If that water didn't come.
So you get where I'm coming from.
That water didn't come, bro. I don't think I'd have made it out of high school.
So you get where I'm coming from. I got one of the teacher there. He was just charismatic. Like, he was a guy's guy, bro. Like, he got along, because you know that time you're 16, 17, you think you know everything, and so sometimes the teacher, they can't even talk to us. Like, because a lot of us sometimes, you think you know everything in high school, but that guy, that teacher, he got along with every single kid. He got along with the nerds, he got along with the jocks, he got along with everybody. And he had, to me, growing up, man, he just had the perfect life. His classes, like, when you go in his class, you just think. He just had that impact on you. You look at him like as a teenager, like, that's how I want my life to be when I grow up. Like, the guy was back home, he was just making a purchase at a stall or something like that, man. Some gunman pulled up on him, man. Countless amount of shot, bro. Killed him. Like, the school shut down for probably like a whole month. That's how influential that guy was on the school.
No reason, no just cause?
Dude, even today, I couldn't figure out what's the reason behind it. Like, legit.
Damn.
Yeah. So it was really unanswered. And it was like, man, if that could happen to the guy that's going to go back, the guy that's going to do the, man, when I get out, I'm gone.
What you think about it? You think about it, man, when
because he stayed back, and that's what happened to him. I'm saying it's trauma. I'm not saying it's right.
Yeah, it's trauma, man. And not just that. When you look at the news and you think about the rappers that go back to their hometown, the majority of rappers that get killed, they get killed in their home state.
That's crazy, right?
In their home city. It's crazy. So it makes you say, damn, why would I go back? That's all you want to do is come up off me. You want to rob me.
Yeah.
They want what I got. So you're like, sometimes.
And the motive probably was for his death probably was robbery. I don't know, because that guy don't have a bad bone in his body, man, from what I noticed.
And trust me, man, like, it's weird to go back, because you said, shit, I work hard not to go back. But man, you got a duty to, because not everybody that's there needs to be there. Because some of the smartest people that's there, their job is to come out there and influence the world. And if you don't give them that opportunity, they miss it. Then they miss their window for what they need. Because, man, that window is only open for a certain amount of time. And nobody really never know their purpose. Like, your purpose might be here today doing your solar panels things and doing this and doing that. But you might actually, if you go back and reach back, you might open the avenue for somebody to come out and design their own solar panel or create their own patent where they got a solar panels ride on the back of cars that's self-charging, so you don't got to go plug up in no station.
Yeah, right.
So you might be the opportunity or the window that somebody's actually looking for. Your talent, your goal might be to be out and get the message out, but your actual purpose might be to go back and pull somebody forward.
People. So once you kind of figure out that not all kids were kids, you navigate that, right?
Oh yeah, man. Some of them kids, man, they had. I'm gonna be honest with you. Some of those kids have more street knowledge than. They had more street knowledge than what I thought I had.
Whoa.
Yeah, what I thought I had, man. These kids was on a different level, man. So I was on the floor where these kids had like aggravated robbery charges. Some of these kids had murder cases they was fighting. I had one of the kids that was on that floor, man. He snuck out. This was after I was gone. Maybe a couple months after I was gone, man. You could Google it. You could check it.
Damn.
He actually escaped.
He escaped from the juvenile center?
Man, he was out. He was out on.
Did they ever caught him?
Yeah, they caught him. He was out on a murder case, but
oh God.
But bro, damn man,
this
kid.
Go ahead.
Yeah, he cold. He cold, man. He a real criminal. like man, he a real criminal, man. You scared. If you got that type of knowledge to learn the system as a kid. Now I'm saying as a kid, you have to learn how these doors are popping, how they unlocking. You have sat there and you learned. You have honed your skills enough to know these people patterns and everything. Man, these kids are. Man, there's a lot of things that go inside that jail as kids, man. And me personally, some kids can't be out, and then some adults can't be out, but certain kids that's in there could be changed, and they just need to be in there for a certain while so they can correct the behavior. But if you leave a person in that type of environment for so long, that's all they become, that's all they know. They become so institutionalized. They psyche gets involved in that they have to be told what to do and not to do and things of that nature. And so when you put them back out in society, they They don't know how to function out here. So their goal is to commit a crime so they can go back to their home environment.
Isn't that crazy, bro?
It's no, man. The justice system is not just.
Let's talk. Let's talk, man.
You know, so if you think about it, America is the only country in the world that has the most highest incarceration rate than anywhere. So it's majority black and brown that's incarcerated. Maybe it's because of our environment. That's all. We have to commit crime to survive. And so you get jammed
Darwinism mentality, man. It's crazy.
Yeah, so when you commit crime and you get jammed up, because that's how you're trying to take care of your family, that's how you survive, because you don't have the educational opportunity to go nowhere.
Yeah.
You're not getting that that type of resources into the neighborhood. You're not getting that type of none of that. So so you're learning from what you know. If I know drugs, I can sell some drugs. Make $1,400-$1,500 in a night.
Damn.
I could put some food on my table. Why not do it? Like, man, they have kids that inspire just to be drugged up. They go to school and learn how to count.
Damn, bro.
That's it. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna go learn how to count. I'm gonna sell drugs anyway. You know what I'm saying? Because that's all they know.
Yeah.
Because that's the role model they see. You know. So you go from there. They learn how to do that, and then they go to jail. They just become better.
Oh, they become better at becoming a criminal.
Because that's all they dealing with. So they go to school.
It's a vicious cycle, right?
Yeah, they go to school in the jail, but the school that they teaching is bullshit. I mean, I sat there and I watched. Now, some of the kids not engaged, not trying to learn, but you got some kids that they got it caught up in some situation, but you could tell that's not that kid's type of behavior. They try to learn. Teacher ain't teaching shit. She ain't there for just a check. She ain't making it in the school system, so she can say, "Fuck it, I'll go work over here."
She don't give a fuck. Yeah, she don't give one. Yeah.
So the kids ain't learning shit, and man, kids honing in on that.
Yeah.
Teacher ain't giving a fuck. Why should I give a fuck?
Right? Why should I? Yeah.
And then then you be mad. That's why I be mad at these people when these kids playing basketball in the street, and they be like, they call in on them. Oh my God, you playing basketball in the street? Like, I'm trying to drive better shit. Let them kids play basketball in the street because you don't want that kid climbing through your back window.
Hell yeah, that's true.
Let them play that basketball.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That's something that he's occupied by that. Let him be occupied because, man, when the kid is not stimulated at all, they mind is, and their imagination is amazing.
Idleness is the devil playing ground, man.
Man, they will go.
It's the devil's.
They will find something to do, and it ain't like how we typically do back in the day. Like you'll pick up some rocks and shatter a couple windows. Yeah. It ain't that no more. They robbing you.
That was the point that I was getting to. That guy, the Honduran guy that got stabbed, shot how many times? He said he ain't never going back to New York because the young guns that's coming up is 10 times worse than him. And I'm like, how the hell can he be worse than getting shot like 5 times, bro?
Worse, man. Man, so since I've been a cop, man, I noticed.
How long have you been a cop?
I've been a cop for 7 years now.
Holy shit, bro.
I've been a cop for 7 years now. If you think about
That's a long time.
Nah, that ain't shit. You got some guys in here pushing 36 years.
Dang.
Man, you got
Go ahead. Since you've been a cop.
Yeah, since I've been a cop, man, I realized I get older. Criminals stay the same age. I'm just gonna be real. You know? So anybody that tell you
Wait, that's so funny.
They stay the same age.
It's infinite. That's what you basically that's a crazy
They
realization,
stay the same age.
man.
They getting younger. They getting younger with it.
Oh my God.
They stay the same age, bro.
Wait.
They stay the same age. No cap.
That's crazy, man.
They stay the same age. If you think about it,
that's crazy.
As you get old, that's why everybody tell you, man, police work is a young man's game.
Oh my gosh.
If you think about it, the average criminal, if you think about it, is between...
That is profound, bro.
15 years old. That's when they first really starting. 15.
Yeah.
And probably like 35.
By
that time, you kind of wisen up. Like, damn, I'm getting old. I can't be doing this shit really no more.
Crazy, but it's the truth.
But you get older.
Yeah.
The game stays the same. Just the players.
More sophisticated.
And they just learn how to be better at it. And they learn They stay the same age.
Oh my God.
So you getting old.
Oh,
You gotta,
my word.
Gotta stay in shape. And I'm lacking on that.
That's great. Yo, like, so sometimes, I'm training my guys because interestingly, the type of work, Philip is a little bit more up there in age, but a lot of the guys that I recruit for the type of work going out there in neighborhoods, they're pretty young. And oftentimes I tell them, like, the skills that you're learning doing this type of work, it's communication.
Man, that's one of the top skills that anybody needs.
Yeah, and the thing is, I think why a lot of young men end up in jail is they don't know how to express themselves.
That too, and they act out of emotion.
They act out of fucking emotion for everything.
Emotion, man. That's one of the number one things. Emotion, because
Oh
when you're hostile, you're not thinking, and clear, not head, not level. And you I'm gonna be honest with you. Sometimes I fall prey to that.
We all human beings, bro.
But man, you just sit there and you act out of emotion, and that one mistake could cost you everything.
End you, right?
Oh,
end your life, right? So kind of back type of two folds a little bit, because you remember I was saying, like, Marcus Garvey is a huge inspiration for me, and with him, he's all about just be free, be free as a human being, you see, and what it is for me. Why you ought to, and a matter of fact, even in the black community, when you know how to articulate yourself and communicate, they say, you're acting white. Some dumb shit like that.
Ain't that stupid? That's stupid.
Oh my God, don't get me started, bro.
Oh man, look how you talk. Look how you enunciate his words.
And it's that same use of the language that people will even come to this country that don't even have a grasp of that language, come to learn that language and excel beyond words. And then you have the language, and then you eat the language, for lack of a better term, and then people who actually try to speak the language to communicate with a wide swath, not just the hood that you're from.
The colloquialism.
Yeah, right? To wide swath to actually get ahead, you say, you just put it off to something else.
Oh, yeah, you're talking proper and all
crazy, right? So the type of work that I do, I say, you're going out there knocking on people's doors, you're talking to them, people are going to tell you, fuck off, people are going to tell you, leave me alone, people tell you, don't solicit my house, they're going to tell you everything, right? And you, on top of that, you're selling them something that 90% of them don't even have a clue what it is, and the 10% of them that may have heard about it, 90% of that 10% is what they've heard is wrong. So people are shutting you down immediately. You have to keep a calm head to communicate that over and over and over and keep that emotion out of it, right? That is a skill. That's an important thing. Yes. So now you learn that skill, right? It keeps you out of getting in trouble.
Keeps me from fighting.
Or even worse.
Yeah. To keep you from fighting.
Or even worse.
Yeah, getting my ass whooped. You know what I'm saying? So
yeah. So how I envision, how I stayed out of trouble my whole life. I've been locked up before, but and I'll share that story. But I've never been the one that got in trouble. And how I stay out of trouble? It's that same. I said, Bob, right? Emancipate yourself from mental slavery. None but ourselves can free our mind, right? Those are some famous words that he speaks. And to me, I just envision, if I ever get locked up, this is me putting myself as a black man 100 years.
Oh yeah.
In the past, because I'm a real fucking slave.
Absolutely.
That's why
I don't even know what the dollar amount is for a day to be in jail.
You see what I mean? Now I'm a real slave. So if I get out my emotion or some too good to be true deal come that I'm going to try to do some slick shit, I said, I don't want to be no goddamn slave.
Facts.
I'm not going to get myself in trouble, bro.
Facts. Hey, man. Yeah, I try to, bro. I can't do jail.
Talk about it. Talk about it.
I know I can't. I know
I
that.
can't do that shit either, bro.
Man, cause bro, when I worked in there, bro, it's you in jail, literally. You in jail for 12 hours or however long your shift is.
Yeah.
Cause when them doors closed in that pod, you locked in that pod till you got released.
Oh my.
So you in jail with them. The only difference is you get to go home and you come right back.
Yeah.
But you sit in there, you listening to the shit they talking, and you start picking up on the slang and how they talking. You start realizing you talking the way they talking. And so you like, oh fuck. That was another thing for me. I was like, oh fuck, I know I gotta get out of here.
You gotta get out.
Yeah, so I'm sitting there talking and man, and these kids, man.
Hey, it's nurture and nature, man. Nurture. You're in that environment, bro.
Yeah, bro, that environment, bro. Like,
Go ahead.
So you sit there and you listening to them talk and they telling these lies through these vents and shit. And they come out, you go out the pod and you sit in the pod and everybody engaging, they gambling, they playing cards, playing for food. This is jail. I'm like, damn, this is jail. I can sit at home and sit in my closet in the dark, and and they got people that they're like, oh fuck, I'm jail cool. I can do jail. I can do my time, and I be hearing people say I can lay down. Damn, no, my boy, I can't. Damn, man, you got somebody like myself controlling the TV, what you watching. You know what I'm saying? And then if you wild out and y'all act out in here, I'm gonna turn it off. I'm gonna tell you it's book time.
Like a freaking kid, huh? You treating them like
no adults. No, it's like, you know what I'm saying?
That's
insane. I hate to use the term of it, but man, this bro's like down there like herding cattle. That's how I look at it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because you'd be like, to the doors. The same thing how people tell cattle. To the cage. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's kind of, it's like a weird.
Dehumanize people, man. I wonder, okay, let's talk about this then. What is your thought on just the system itself, just the jailing system, and
I think, man,
incarceration versus rehabilitation, and what are some of the things that, from your experience, from all angles, could be done to actually help people that need rehabilitation versus just being locked up?
Man, so being locked up, just let me see how would I say it. The justice system, it needs to be an overhaul. Some of the laws need to be changed. Some of the laws need to be changed for certain things. Now, I got a job to do. I'm gonna do what the job tells me I need to do.
100%, bro.
100%. I'm not gonna jeopardize my family and putting food on the table.
Definitely
try to help somebody.
Yep.
For the law that's been broke. Whatever the law is on the book, I'm gonna enforce it.
100%.
Straight up. But do I agree with it? No. I'm just the messenger, pretty much. Mm-hmm. Some of the laws need to be enforced, but the jail system, total in it, and its whole. Some of the people that's in there shouldn't be in there, and some of the people we letting out should be in there. If you think about it, if you sit here and we in the Houston area, I don't have to say the county, but we know.
No, I got you.
That the judges is letting people out that got murder cases already pending. They get out, they kill other people.
Yep.
Or they be accused of committing another crime.
Yep.
But then you got people that's in there, that's on a petty drug charge. They just a sick person. And I'm not saying not all crackheads and things of that are innocent of anything, because they're the people that slide under your car, cutting your catalytic converter off too. But kind of way those total, I'd rather keep him in the jail from cutting off your cats. But I just let this person out because he had bond money. It just really don't make sense.
It's infuriating, huh? Yeah,
you look at it across the country. Like Chicago got these new laws that came in effect. Like certain crimes, they only can. This is a sign and release. Sign and release. California, you got methamphetamines. I'm writing your ticket. Sign and release. So it's almost turning the system into like the purge.
Was it in the 80s where was it Reagan or one of them had like the war on drugs or something like that?
Reagan. That's when they created the DEA.
The war on drugs, and at that time it was a lot of crack in black neighborhoods.
The crack era. Yeah. Crack era. So the crack era, man. So I was born in '89. So the
we were.
So the crack era. Man, I have uncles that passed from. That was
AIDS and crack was fucking up the whole world, the whole inner city neighborhoods in the U.S.
Yes, you know what I'm saying. So and it was the war on drugs.
Mm-hmm, the war on drugs.
Now, look at how it changed now. So you got the war on drugs. That's the '80s.
Mm-hmm.
All right. AIDS is going on. Drugs is going on. We created the DEA.
Mm-hmm.
DEA supposed to combat the drug environment, right? So at the same time, we combat.
Speaking of DEA, I think if I'm not messing up history, I think the first black guy ever to be allowed to work for the FBI was allowed to work in the FBI so he could go undercover to fuck up Marcus Garvey.
Probably so.
That's how.
So.
Like legit. Like if you really go through the history, no black person was allowed until they want to get rid of him because he was being so influential. Yeah, and they implant. That's crazy. But keep going, man. I didn't want to cut you up. So the DEA, I'm talking about the FBI. You say the DEA. Go ahead.
The DEA was created during that time, I believe. I don't want to be wrong, but I believe the DEA was created during that time, during that drug area. That was for the crack era, but watching this show Snowfall, it seems like watching the show, it says the CIA was importing dope, and it was coming out that way. So to pay for a water in Nicaragua.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
So, I don't know if that's true or not, but
gotcha.
but during the '80s, I really can't speak on it because I wasn't there. But from what I do know, it man when the crack era hit, it hit bad, and man, my uncle fell to it, and it was terrible, man. I actually seen him smoke crack before, so it was so it's wild,
bro.
So it's wild. So
bro, so wait, there's something I'm gonna tie to this, but I have a story, man. I live all over the U.S., bro.
You lived all over?
I live in St. Charles, Missouri. I lived in Oregon, a place called Gresham. You know, I lived in Bronx, New York.
Okay.
And now I'm here. So I got story for like when I was in Gresham, Oregon. I had an apartment, right? And this is gonna touch on a couple of topics. I was in an apartment, so some kids, some little white kids coming down from Wisconsin.
Okay.
Just carefree. You know, you just come into college and a junior college to just wild out. That's why they were there, not to learn. I'm being honest, bro. Like, yeah. Because Oregon is a very interesting place, man. It's like...
It's free for.
Yeah. It's like, I don't think people intentionally go there. Like, I think most people, when I was there, they kind of, either they were born there or they kind of ended up there the way I did. Because I just couldn't stay in New York anymore, and I just had to leave. And I just landed in Oregon.
New York that bad.
Long story, right? Hey, and that's a whole other thing. But anyways, those college kids that I was in my apartment in, like, legit, it was a 3-bedroom apartment. You know, we were roommates basically.
Okay.
Yeah. So, there was a amputee. She was we like in wheelchair, special needs or amputee.
Oh, is it both legs or just one?
I think it was both.
Oh,
It was both. Yeah, and she wasn't fully there, so I don't know if she was born like that or whatever. But anyways, one of the first time before I knew what profiling was. Because, you know, you get programmed in the U.S. There's certain language. You might know of it, but the language is when you start calling it a certain way. You're like, oh, okay, that's what that is. I didn't even knew what profiling was the first time I got profiled.
I've been there too.
Well, the second time I got profiled. But anyways, the third. Shit, it happened so much time I can't even keep track. Man. But one of the times I was profiled.
I've been there a lot.
One of the times that I was profiled is, I was in the apartments and I walked to a corner store. I don't remember what I went there to go get. Right? There's 2 white police in a car, 2 of them. I was walking and these motherfuckers was driving at my walking pace, tailing my ass, bro.
Cruising.
Just looking at me like they say, motherfucker, say something to us. And I'm like,
They're walking the street.
I'm like, it felt eerie, and I didn't know what it was, bro. Because I'm coming from Jamaica. I don't know a lot of these things, bro. Like legit, it's not like it's been embedded in me from a child. A lot of it I experienced in my late teens, early 20s, right?
Oh yeah, shell shock.
And I was like, what? I wonder, I wonder why these good officers just telling me like this, right? But I didn't, I'm a little scared too because it feels eerie.
It's weird.
Yeah, it's weird. So I never really tried to address them. I'm like, just leave me alone. I just kept walking like with my butt cheek clenched and just, yeah. I walked to my apartment and then basically that was it. I come to later find out, right? One of the reasons they were following me, they say it was totally profiling, but I guess they had a reason when I because I like to look at everything macro.
Oh yeah. Look at it from the big picture.
I look at it big picture. So they were totally profiling me. I know what profiling is, and that's what that was. But anyways, one of the reason I could say that there was is that same, how do you call disabled person, right? That lady was a crack dealer, bro. Yeah. Fucking crack deal. She was dealing the shit out of her wheelchair.
Like Snoop Dogg in Training Day.
Oh, bro. In my apartment, she was next door to us. Those are the white boys that came from Wisconsin. She got them hooked on crack. Hey. Idleness is the devil's playground. Bro, I was working 2 jobs at the time. I was working at Old Navy. I ran track. I went to school. And I worked like a dishwashing job at night.
Oh, you was busy.
I was
You was busy.
working. I always call it, it was a time that framed me as an individual, just work, right? So I didn't notice it. So, you know how I started noticing it? One winter, they went home. Their parents demanded for them to went home on winter break because they don't even go to winter break, right? And I was noticing every single spoon in the apartment had the
burn mark on it.
Yes!
Oh, they was doing heroin.
Oh, that's what they were doing.
Yeah,
and I went to one of their room. I got curious now. I went to one of them room, bro. I saw my motherfucking syringe this big.
Oh yeah, they was doing heroin.
See, even today I still don't know what they were doing.
White folks typically don't smoke crack. They do.
See, I just learned what they were actually doing.
Yes, they do. They do heroin.
He had a
meth.
syringe this big, bro. At that point, I put it together. So the lady next door got him hooked on heroin, and they were exchanging sexual favor. You know how I found out? One day I came from work. She was halfway. She's in a wheelchair, like no legs.
She was
she's
ready to
in the middle of their bedroom like a stump with one breast out, and them motherfucker just fondling her.
That's weird.
No, they're hooked.
Yeah, with a paraplegic, well, amputee.
Bro, they're hooked. They were hooked on whatever. So that's
I don't care how high I gotta get. I don't think I could even fuck that.
They were high. Dude, they were hella high. Before I knew what it was, right? One day, one of them was just spazzing the hell out. And I was like, bro, y'all are tripping balls. Because not only they would do that, they'll just drink a ridiculous amount of beer.
Oh, yeah.
So I thought they were just drunk one day. Well, right, they were getting rowdy one night, drunk. And I was like, and I looked in his eyes, his pupil was small as
heroin, baby.
His pupil was small as a needle spin.
Yes, heroin.
And he looked like he was about to pass out. And I was like, bro, I didn't know. All this time I didn't know. I was like, yo, y'all look like you're gonna fucking die on me. I'm gonna call the police. That motherfucker got sober. He was like, no.
Hey, man, I ain't gonna lie to you. Something about them handcuffs, man. It just make people just come to life. they be normal.
But yo, that is a crazy story. But there's a couple things in there, man. Profiling, man. Like,
so a lot of people say they being profiled.
Yeah.
It happens to me before. I made a stop. Somebody said, "Oh, you stopping me because I'm black and you profiling me," and that's not necessarily the truth. That's totally wrong. So I'm not saying profiling don't happen. I have never profiled nobody. I can honestly say that. A caller come out and say, hey, let's just say, hypothetically, let's just use your description. I'm looking for a black male, blue shirt, beard, bald head, or a lightly Caesar cut.
You know, all black men with beard look alike. Just like
just like we was talking the other day. Just like we was talking the other day. So let's just say this. So they might say, hey, let's say a caller come in, give out a description. Hey, I just was robbed in the 1200 800 block of 123 Street, right?
Yeah.
The description of the suspect is the black male, beard, I got bald head or Caesar cut, blue shirt. I can't remember the pants, right? I so happen to see you walking, black male, blue shirt, bald head, close to a Caesar cut. It's kind of low. I may stop you and say, hey, I just got this call, man. All I'm trying to do is rule you out. Some people say, oh, man, you just fucking with me because I'm black. And that's not the truth. And I had to literally tell somebody, this is the call that came out, man. You in the area. I'm not saying that you did it, but you fit in the profile that's been, the description that's been given out. I'm not saying that you're guilty of anything. I just got to rule you out. And if so, I'm going to kick you on the way. Because everybody could be wearing a blue shirt. Same thing when I stop a car that may be let's just say, what we typically drive. Let's say an Impala. I'm driving an Impala, blacked out, this and that, swerving all over the roadway. During that time, for some reason, when them cars come out, you see 1,000 Impalas. And you're like, God damn. Right? So you're like, shit, well.
Oh, man, that sucks.
So you just, you know what I'm saying? You try to hone in on which one the driving look kind of funny. So you say, oh, man, he tapping the curb a little bit. You stop it. Hey, man, I'm stopping you because you got a call that somebody. No, nobody ain't calling on me, man. I just got here. I just started driving through the city.
Yeah.
Well, man, you tapped the curb a few times. I don't know what you're doing in your car, but somebody reported a DWI driver. Now you stop me because I'm black. First of all, man, your car is tinted. I can't see inside your car. I only can see the car, man.
True.
You know what I'm saying? But we got so, for some reason, man, it's black folks. Sometimes it's white folks do it. Sometimes it's Hispanics. But mainly it's us, man. We be like, oh, man, you stopped me because I'm black. That's not necessarily the truth, man. Sometimes you need to get out of it. Now, I'm not saying some people are getting stopped because they black. I'm not saying that's not true.
Yeah.
But I have never done it. I have never seen it done at the department I work for. And it just typically is generally the call that come out, and you just so happen to be in the area, like a wrong place, wrong time type deal.
Bro, what has it been like pre-George Floyd versus post-George Floyd working as a police officer? I don't know if that's a weird question, but
man, so
what has it been like?
I'm kind of like in the middle of that George Floyd type deal.
So the question is what has it been like for you? Just
me
being a police officer before everybody kind of witnessed that, and everybody have their own opinion. I'm not debating the
not the I'm not gonna debate with the situation happened, but being a police post and pre-George Floyd,
there was a whole uproar against defunding all that. So that's what I'm trying to get into.
Yeah, the whole thing about defunding the police and things. I think
pre and post. I'm trying to get an idea.
So pre-George Floyd situation, it was still hostile being a police and things of that nature. But man, after George Floyd passing and things of that nature, man, and you see a black man in a uniform, man, I used to get walked up on. It's kind of like died down, but people used to walk up on me and be like, man, you working for the man. How you gonna sit there and be on the team that happened to? And I'm like, well, that didn't happen at this department that I work for. And that's not the type of conduct that we do. That's not the type of training that we provide, and that's not the type of behavior that we show and showcase for the department. So, but pre-George Floyd that happened, there was still kind of some animosity towards the police because of everything that happened, the Trayvon Martins and all these shootings. And the thing that I don't like with the perception that the media plays. The media plays a perception that
sensationalize.
Yeah, they look at this. They did this. They corralling on this person. And they had all of this going on. But that's just one angle of it. Show that body. And me personally, I don't think body cam footage should be released. Because this is.
I was gonna ask about that. Why?
I'm a troll. I'm truly against it. I'm gonna tell you the reason why. you don't give a person a fair opportunity in court because you crucify them in the media. You can't sit here and say when you pick in your jury and say, have you heard anything about the case? It's all over the news.
Damn.
So they already got a judgment already made based on the friends they talk to, the people they talk to. Me personally, I don't think it should be released into the public.
Until after the trial.
So after the trial, the family can view it, but it shouldn't be released to the masses. The reason I say it shouldn't be released to the masses, because then you start getting the people that get emotional. They start tearing up people's businesses. They start costing them money. They start doing all these things. That's all played with the media. The media does that. Hey, we gonna show this footage, and you don't show the whole video. You show the snippets where the shit is violent. Oh, look what they did to him. It don't show what led up to that or what happened before that. We just show, the media just show, hey, this what happened, knees was on neck, this was happening, this was happening. Me personally, was he guilty? I don't say yeah, I don't say no to it. Yeah. But I can say I don't think he got a fair trial. The reason I say I don't think he got a fair trial because people had their mind made up before he actually went to court.
Damn.
That's how I look at it. The same thing if you think about the situation that's going on in Memphis right now.
Yes.
Right? It's black on black type situation. And you notice it's not getting that type of play like that George Floyd one did. True. All right? Because it's not that race-based driven.
Yeah. The meat and I think people are getting tired of it though. Just humanity. Everybody in America, black, white, Hispanic, Asian.
People are getting tired of it because people are getting tired of it based on some police practices are old school and that's the way they do it in that department. But I can't even sit here and say it's based on old school and it's the lack of training and education. Mm-hmm. The policing has modernized and has also changed. Mm-hmm. Some of these departments don't have the money for the training to be better.
That's crazy, man.
So I'm fortunate to work for one that provides the training that makes you better. But a lot of these places don't get it. So you think about all these other situations, these other small towns, they don't get the type of education and the training, the further they officers and the better skills. So you get what you pay for. If you get an officer that's trash and the skill level ain't there, it's because the city not putting in behind their police department. Yeah. How can you expect for better policing when you don't provide them with the education and the skill level to be better?
True.
You trying to tell them, hey, police these people and police the way it is, and they're gonna revert to what they was trained from. Because training, everybody reverts back to what they trained on. It becomes muscle
memory. That makes sense. Yeah.
So if you train me to defend myself, because old policing. They used to carry nightsticks. You used to not comply. They used to hit you with a nightstick.
Oh, a nightstick. Okay. Gotcha.
Yeah. So we got away from that. No longer use nightsticks because it's an old tool. It's phased out. Now you got tasers. And to change that, it's less brutal. And this is the thing. What stop violence is violence.
Bars, bro.
I just had to say it that way. What stop violence is violence.
No, of course.
If you sitting here and you're not
or the potential for violence sometimes could even stop violence.
Yeah, a potential of violence. You know, it's something called a use of force continuum. If you're not complying, I have to go through the will and say I could use this to change that. First things first is always verbal. Hey, sir, stop. Ma'am, stop. Can you do this for me, please? Mm-hmm. All right, I'm asking you. Then you got to start telling people, hey, stop it. You know what I'm saying? Then you got to make them. You know what I'm saying? Like, hey, I need you to be compliant. I'm not doing it. So, and they become resistive. You got to look at your tools. Can I just go physical, hands-on, and I could take control of the situation? Or is me fighting a dude that's 6'5", 220 pounds?
25 pounds.
I know I'm not going to win that battle.
Yeah.
So I'll deploy a taser, right? Hey, sir, stop. Give them commands to stop and do all these things. And if they not, then at that point, you deploy the taser, right? Try to take it. Sometimes tasers don't work. It's 50-50 shot.
Really?
Right? It's 50-50 shot. So tasers don't work. Then you're like, oh, shit. What's next? Go through your Batman toolkit, right? Oh, I'm going to try pepper spray and try to get compliance and try to go hands-on. But some things just don't work.
Don't work, yeah.
And if I'm getting wailed on and pound on, who's to say these type of punches from a 6'5", 300-pound person hit me and knock me out, right? Yeah. Knock me out, take my gun off me, take my weapon. He can do whatever to me. or if he such a bad person or whatever he deemed to have done, is he a potential threat for other people? That's out. So you got to weigh these type of things, and man,
All in like seconds.
everybody jumping on cops, and you got to make that split the second.
Seconds, yeah.
What other job? This is the type of job you don't get no do-overs in. So you got to live and die by the decision you make. So sometimes it's the right one, sometimes it's the wrong one.
Hey, but the way you said that, you remind me of Ice Cube just now. Anybody ever said that to you?
Nah.
The way you said that just now, you just sound like Ice Cube. That's funny. But anyways, keep going.
yeah, man, you gotta.
That's funny.
Man, you got split-second decisions to make. People sit there and say, "Oh man, I would have done this. I would have done this." It's easy to quarterback 22 somebody work.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying, I'm gonna be honest with you. This is the only profession besides the military that you get the power of life and death. You know what I'm saying? You got these people installed. You take an oath, and man, there's no amount of money they could pay you to come do this job. People ain't lining up to do this job. You got to be a certain type of person, and some people say they could do this job, and then when they out here, they can't.
Yeah.
You only could do this job for a short period of time. It's only for a young man type thing. You got to be sharp as you can be, because the decision you make can alter your life and your family's life.
It can alter a whole country sometimes.
Whole country, right? The George Floyd situation, it was an eye-opener for the country as well. The way laws are written, the way policing is done. Was some good shed out of it? Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Was some terrible stuff shed out of it? Yeah. Me personally, pre-George Floyd was bad. You know what I'm saying? Pre-George Floyd it was bad. It shows some things that needed to be changed. Some type of policing needed to be changed. I'm agreements with that.
Yeah.
Post George Floyd, some things are still bad. Some things is overly done because everybody trying to please everybody.
Yeah.
You can't please the masses with everything. Somebody's gonna disagree with something. You gotta have law and order, because if you don't have law and order, you're gonna have chaos. And when you have chaos, you have confusion. And when you have confusion, you have disruption. And disruption causes problems.
Anarchy, man.
It becomes anarchy, right? At the end of the day, you gotta have.
I don't want to live in a country where I'm paying this much in tax and I can't.
And you don't feel safe that your business.
Hell no. Right?
Right. So, like, you stay here. You know what I'm saying? You stay here. The response time, 3 minutes or less.
Yes, you're right. Hey,
3
so
minutes or less. You get what you pay for.
Yeah. I guess because that it's just a sad story. But my mother-in-law passed recently. In our house, and I was freaking out, bro, and I called the police, and bro, like, I don't think they took more than 5 minutes to get there, like just like you said, about 3
minutes or less.
And I was so relieved. I saw this big black dude running. I've never been this happy to see the police in my life.
I think I know what you're talking about.
This big black dude running, and he just seen his presence coming towards me, just calm me down, because I just saw a loved one die, bro.
Right.
He was like, it just happened. He was so professional, bro. I mean, I can hold my own, but it's just like his presence being there fixed it in that immediate circumstance. Because imagine if I had called and have to wait 10 minutes or even 7 minutes.
Or 75 minutes.
75 minutes, and I'm thinking, what do I do with this dead body? Do I put my kids upstairs? What do I do?
You know what I'm saying? And we got a city that's just north of us. They dealing with problems that we don't deal with. Because the training that we get, the type of support that we get from
Dude,
these
he
people,
came in there, and I think he knew she died. As soon, because she was rigor mortis already sat in.
Well, she was stiff.
He knew he died. But for my comfort,
he still did what he's supposed to do.
Dude.
Try to bring your loved one back.
He just by him doing that bring me, like, from a panic to
it's a hope.
Even if it wasn't real hope, it just somebody cared to try to help.
Right.
It just, like, that was my best possible experience with a police officer in my entire life.
Depends on what type of training you get and the type of professionalism you get. Bro,
it's important. So I'm all for the police, bro.
Man, me personally, I'm going to tell you right now.
And it's not because I'm sitting across from a police, bro.
If you ask me, Bailey, do you like the police? I'm going to straight tell you. Yes and no. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, do I like the police? Absolutely. I work for them. You know what I'm saying? Do I want the police coming to my house? Hell no.
Unless it's in a traumatizing situation like that.
Man, that's about it, man.
That's what I said. That's my only. Yeah, go ahead.
That's it, man. But what I realized, the city that I work for, man, it's real supportive people. The people generally like the police here. Man, we get a lot of support with a lot of fundraising from the city, from the citizens of this city. So I really haven't had to deal with too much of the backlash that people putting on police. The city that I work for here, man, they all for the police. They support us 100%.
Yeah.
100% community support.
I got more of my sentiment. I guess that's one of the reasons why I live here.
Yeah, man. 100%, man.
That's good.
Community support.
That's good.
So I can't sit here and say, hey, I get the backlash that these other larger cities are getting. I got a small town community feel. It's almost, my department ain't huge. You pretty much know people by first name basis if you really want to get technical.
Yeah.
Do we have our own little issues? Yeah, every department do. But far as the great department, man, I have nothing to say about my department. It helps me out the training I need. If it's reasonable and it's reachable, I can do. They'll send me to get it.
So I'm a black man driving, right? Whether or not I was profiled or not, it's irrelevant. I was stopped by a cop. I don't even care the color of the cop's skin. Talk to me like I was your kid.
If
I was your teenage son that just started driving
that's gonna
in America, and you're telling him this is what you got to do when you get pulled over by the police. What would you say to that teen that just started driving?
This is what I say, because I had that conversation my dad told me.
Okay.
So it'd be the same conversation. Hey, when you stop, don't be argumentative, because that's a losing battle. You can't win. Right? When you get pulled over, you see them lights on. If you want, because I got stopped a whole lot on Highway 55 going through Jackson, Mississippi, through Mississippi to get to Tennessee.
Got you.
I think I got stopped over 75 times. But so you get stopped. If it's daylight, still, if you got dark tinted windows, because it's Texas, everybody like to ride with their windows tinted. Let your windows down. Because that person that's walking to the car don't know you.
Oh, so if they stop you, just get the window down.
Yeah, if you can, because this.
But they say you need to have your hand on the steering. So how are you gonna do both of those?
Yes and no. So I'm gonna tell you from me being that teenager in that car, and now the police that's walking up to that car. Me walking up to that car, I don't know who you are. I'm just as nervous and scared as you. Right?
Okay.
If anybody tell you, hey, I'm the police, I ain't never been scared in my life, that's a dangerous person to be by. Straight up. Yeah,
I follow.
I ain't scared of nothing. So
Go ahead.
me walking up to that car, I don't know you. I don't know your intentions. Same thing, you don't know me. You don't know my intentions. You don't even know why I stop you until I come tell you. Right?
Well, for the most part, sometimes they do.
Sometimes you know. But for the most part, you don't.
You don't. Got
right?
you. Yeah.
To make that officer feel comfortable and also to make yourself feel comfortable. Let the windows down. Right?
Especially if they're tint.
Especially if they tint. The blacked out back windows, let them down. Because the officer walking past, now he knows somebody's back there, somebody's not back there. Kind of put him a little bit ease. Right? He make contact with you. Hey, like so you see the lights on, you ain't immediately jumping over. He ain't immediately jumping out the car. So right, so if you're driving, lights turn on, go to the right. Please go to the right. Don't stop in the left lane. Go to the right
Got
lane.
a ticket like that before.
Go to the right lane. Pull over to the shoulder. Pull into a parking lot.
I got speed ticket for speeding. Cop was wheeling his light. I got scared. I just pulled over. That motherfucker gave me a ticket again. I got 2 tickets. Anyways, keep going.
Yeah, pull over to a shoulder or pull into a parking lot. As you're doing that, get your driver's license out. Even if you don't have time, you feel like you don't have time to get your driver's license. That's fine. That's cool. Let your back windows down. Boop. Back windows down. Officer walk past. Puts him at ease. Boom. Officer gonna ask you for your license and registration, or depending on what city you're in or state. License and registration, or license and proof of financial responsibility, right? Or all 3. He gonna explain to you, hey, you got pulled over for X, Y, and Z. Any reason for that? He may not even ask for no reason. He may just ask you for the information and just give you the reason why you stopped you. If you don't have your license and he's like, oh, shit is in my pocket or is in my center console, that's fine. You ain't gotta sit there and say, oh, you ain't gotta do this. So you ain't gotta stick your hands. Man, I have people do this. hands out the window.
really?
And that's cool if you hands out the window. So you walk up and say, so you don't shoot me. You know what I'm saying? Crazy stuff. Like, that's fine.
Well,
hands on, and I understand it, but you ain't gotta advertise it. You know what I'm saying? Hands up on the thing, or just having your hands visible.
yeah.
Because hands kills.
Mm-hmm.
Hands kill.
Hand skills, yeah.
That's the first thing we looking for. I'm looking for your hands before I even look you in your face.
Interesting.
Because hands kill, right?
Yeah.
So your hands go up. Hands 10 to 2, whatever you want to do it. You want rest them on the dashboard, or you just want to hand them out the window, or you want to just do this. That's fine. I don't care less. I'm going to ask you for this. You say, hey, sir, ma'am, I have my driver license, but it's in my pocket. You don't mind if I reach for my pocket? Sure. Let them know what you're doing before you do it.
Well, that makes
saying?
sense.
Yeah, let them know what you're doing, because then again, he don't know where your hand's going, or she don't know where your hand's going. We train, we looking for hands. His hands kill, right? Just let them know, hey, I'm going for my wallet. It's in my back pocket. Or, hey, my wallet's inside my center console. And if you got a gun, hey, I got a gun in my center console. It's next to my wallet. I prefer for you just to give you my name and my date of birth. And that's fine, too.
Yeah.
I'd rather for you to let me know before you open up the center console and you got a big ass gun, and I'm drawn because I don't know if you're going for it, or whatever. So communication is everything.
Everything, yeah.
Right? Because I'm telling you who I am when I'm walking up to the car. I'm telling you the reason why I'm stopping you. Hey, my wallet in my back pocket, bro. You don't mind if I grab it? I'm gonna tell you for sure. Go ahead and grab your wallet.
Yeah.
It's a casual conversation.
Yeah.
Grab your wallet. Here's your ID. All right, such and such. I'll be right back, or I stopped you for this. If I smell something or something's further inside the car, we'll go from there. We'll deal with it. But a typical traffic stop, bam, okay, I'm going to address the violation. I'm going to go back to my car. Either I'm going to write you a ticket, I'm going to give you a warning, or whatever I'm going to do. Pretty much my mind already made up what I'm going to do for you anyway.
Yeah.
Right? Go back to the car, you gone. That's it. The main thing is, don't try to be like, walk up to the car. Hey, I'm such and such. Man, what the fuck you pulled me over for?
Yep.
I ain't do
People
shit.
be doing that, huh?
People do that all the time. Hey, I ain't
crazy,
do shit.
Man.
You fucking pulling me over, stopping me. I'm fucking late for work, fucking around with you in this fuck shit, right? Damn. You be like, damn. Now you made the situation worse.
Hella worse.
You don't know. Another thing, I don't know what type of day you having. You don't know what type of day I'm having.
True.
It's bad for two attitudes to clash, because you can still be professional and have an attitude too. You know what I'm saying?
That's true.
So I could be professional.
True.
I could be yes ma'am, no ma'am, and still have attitude and be on your ass. Sometimes your attitude could determine if you're getting that ticket, or your ass going to jail, or your ass going home.
True. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it just depends. Attitude goes a long way. But man, it's typical traffic stop. Walk up to the car. Hey, I'm such and such. The reason why I stopped you is for this. Do you have your license, proof of financial responsibility, or your registration? That would depend on what state you're in. Yes, sir, I have it. Hey, it's in my wallet. Hey, it's in my purse. My purse is on the floorboard. You don't mind if I grab it? Yes, ma'am. Ma'am, sir, do you have any weapons in the car before you start reaching around? Oh, yes, sir. Thank you for asking. I got a license.
Just be polite.
Yeah. Yes,
overly polite, at least. Just
you ain't got to be overly polite. You know what I'm saying? You could be straight up.
Because I don't talk like that. I don't say sir in every sentence.
Yeah, you don't get
to me, that's being over polite.
Yeah, and you don't have to. You can say, hey, look, bro, I got my gun over here in my center console. I got to reach over my center console to get my backpack. I just want to let you know I got my gun in the car. You know what I'm saying? So I could go ahead and get that. Oh, for sure. Go ahead and get it, man. Don't worry about getting your gun, right? Yeah. I might even start a conversation with you about what type of gun you have, because some people always say, I got a 9. A 9 is a caliber, bro. It's not a gun.
It's not a... See, I don't know nothing about guns.
Yeah,
so.
like I say. So then I start a conversation with them. Small talk. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people talk themselves into trouble, and some people talk themselves going home.
Yeah. I think just being polite is the best way, because I got pulled over already by a cop, and I was being polite. And I was actually speeding. And because I was being polite, and he was a white cop too. He was like, he took my license, and I have to point it out because, again, in the media, a lot of times, they sensationalize stuff, because, a black cop or, whenever it's a race bait thing.
Oh, it's all over the place.
So that's the reason why I decided to say that. But anyways, he was a white cop and pulled me over, and He asked for my license. Had my whole family in the vehicle. He saw that it was a CDL license.
Mm-hmm.
He said, "Hey man, do you actively use this CDL?" Technically, I don't. I just own trucks. I just own. And I was like, "Sure." Yeah. He was like, "Hey man, don't speed because if you get a ticket, it's more expensive.
It affects your license,
and it affects my license.
Your points."
And he just gave me back my license. No tickets.
Sent you on your way.
Because I think I was being polite, and he just was like a couple days before Christmas. Police officers are people too, bro.
Man, I'm gonna tell you, this is.
It was a couple days before Christmas. He saw me going, and I told him I was gonna go buy a Christmas tree, and it was like, I ain't about to fuck up this guy's day. He's been a family guy, got his family, so they got conscience too, man.
You made me think about a story.
What's that? Go ahead.
I was new. I was training. I was on the field training program. It was coming up to Thanksgiving, Christmas time. I think it was actually Thanksgiving Day. And I'm on eval, so I'm evaluating. So they evaluating me to see if I could be released on my own. And
is that like some like a psychiatric evaluation or just technical psychiatric?
Eval is just it's like a ghost phase.
I guess you have to come to the psychiatric part before you get to that part. Okay, good.
You gotta go through the process. You gotta go through the straight. Yeah, but it's the evaluation. It's like on the job training, but now you gotta show me that you know what you're doing. All the training that we gave you, now show me that you can do it and be on your own. Yeah. So I give you the blessing to go about your business. Got you. So I'm on eval. I have my evaluator, my field trainer. His job is just to watch me and document if I'm doing it right or wrong. Right. So and man, I was taught, shit, you on training, you survive it. You know what I'm saying? You got an offense, jail. You got this, ticket. You know what I'm saying? Anything, you survive. You show them that you know how to do the job. You bought a book, right? So it's
not leaving one page. Man, I got you. I follow.
Cross the T's and dot the I's. Show them that you know what you're doing. Show them you the police. Right? So man, I do a traffic stop. Come to find out, guy got some dude got an outstanding warrant. It ain't like no major offense. It's like an unpaid traffic ticket.
Okay, got it.
Which you got some discretion on. You know what I'm saying? There's only one. He ain't got like 25 of them. It's just one ticket. And I'm like, shit, it's Thanksgiving. I want to let him go. Nah, right? So I'm like, I'm not letting him go. So he asked me, he said, hey, what you got? I said, hey, this guy got an outstanding warrant. I'm going to take him. He was like, you going to take him? I said, yeah, I'm going to take him. He said, you going to take him? I said, is that a trick question? He's like, no, it ain't a trick question. I'm just asking. I said, yeah, he's about to go to jail. Wow. I said, hey, he sacrificed for my success. I got to show him I'm the police. Right? So I go over there. I tell the dude, I said, hey.
I got a job to do.
Yeah, I said, hey.
And you do?
Yeah, I said, hey, let me get another unit because I can't have him as my backup. I said, hey, let me get another unit.
No, the whole department know you're doing your job.
Yeah. I said, hey, let me get another unit, and then let me go ahead and roll that next up record, right? So I get that tow truck.
Body cam on and everything.
So I get that tow truck en route, right? He's like, so you gonna take him to jail? I'm like, yeah. Police, do the job. That's what I'm saying in my head.
I'm following.
I'm not catching his tone. He's really telling me, make a different decision that you're making, but I'm not catching it.
But he can't. He don't want to tell you how.
He can't tell me how to do it. So the other officer get there. He tells the other officer, go help Bailey out, right? Yeah, go help Bailey out. He like, hey, cancel that record. Let that guy make it. I'm like, I said, man, I want to, but man, I don't want to get dinged. He's like, man, you're not gonna be dinged. You're human. Why would you arrest this man on Thanksgiving Day? You'll see him again. If he didn't take care of it, then arrest him. Just let him know, hey man, you got a warrant. Take care of your warrant. But I didn't know that. I knew that. But man, you so fixated that you want to be good, that you can show people that you want to do it, that you want to do the right thing, which both would have been the right thing.
Yeah,
I've been doing my job.
Both of them, yeah.
Yeah, you're doing the right thing, but you don't want to be so much like a robot.
Yeah, that's the reason why AI can't fully replace us.
Yeah,
that was a human decision.
That's a human decision. He's like, and I'm like, man, I want to let him go. He's like, man, let him go then. You ain't gotta arrest everybody you see.
Okay, so RoboCop is maybe another 200 years from now. That's what you're telling me.
Yeah,
we still need. We see RoboCop is another 200 years from now.
Man, he coming, but man, I was like, oh shit. I got it. It's about to be a stat. I'm about to get a stat. I'm about to get a report. I'm killing 2 birds with 1 stone.
The whole word, the whole nine,
I'm about to show
man.
him that I could. Because man, think about all the things I got to check off.
Yeah.
I could check off in this one stop. I could show him that I know how to control a prisoner. Right? I know how to properly apply handcuffs. I understand the traffic law.
In one go, you got lucky first.
This one stop. I'm showing him, hey, he can apply handcuffs.
I've learned everything in the cat. It's the cat. They call it cat.
The academy. I can show him all the things to apply. I can search a prisoner. I can show him that I can fully search a guy. Right? I can show him that I understand the impound and the inventorying of a vehicle. There's so many things I'm trying to check off that I'm like, shit, I need to show him that I do. But he like, get it on the next time.
I think those both stories that we say that we just both shared, man, is at the end of the day, you know, people are human beings, man.
Absolutely.
And if we treat each other with courtesy, I mean, a lot of these stuff would, you know, kind of just dissipate, man. But, dude, man, I don't even know how long we've gone for because we've just been going, and I appreciate it, bro.
I didn't even check.
Yeah, right. They said time flies when you're having fun, bro.
Yeah, I'm kicking it.
And I know there's I'm gonna need you back on here, bro. Like legit.
Anytime.
Because we need to start more like in the business part of stuff.
Yeah. I mean, next time I'm gonna bring my boy with me.
Yeah,
you know?
we need to get in the business part of stuff.
I didn't even get in depth into that part.
You gonna come back? Like legit,
I'm
gonna come back.
I'm gonna come back.
Bro, one love, man.
I didn't even know you was this close.
Right. Hey, anytime, man.
And it's dope.
So, guys, I really create these content to educate, inform, and inspire whoever is at a point to be inspired. If you made it this far through the videos, I would truly appreciate if you give us a like, a subscribe, turn on the notification bell, support us, because in all honesty, it means a lot to us. So thank you, and I hope you got something of value from sharing your time with us on today.